Oh, we're gonna go out with the homies, have a nice little brunch, order some French toast. Bam! How did this end up being $25? Oh, I got the mimosa, and the French toast was like 13, 14 bucks, when it should be this price right here. That's but cheaper. Right, so like I said, French toast I think is commonly probably one of the most overpriced things on a brunch menu I can imagine. It is literally leftover stale bread soaked in milk and eggs and put in a pan. And what if you took French toast and made it nice and thick, like 2 to 4 inches thick? And you could have it for this price right here. This is a breakfast or brunch eating experience regardless of the price. So let's make this, shall we?
Okay, it's giant French toast. Not as crazy as you think. By the way, look, I'm real sorry about my voice, okay? I was yelling a bunch at the burger event in LA, to which many of you came. So thank you for coming. It was so good to see all of you. And thank you for destroying my vocal cords. First off, you need 2 solid loaves of unsliced white bread. The cheaper the better, but usually bread is pretty cheap, so should be fine. As an alternative, you can use a modified version of my multi-purpose dough, which comes out to this price right here. Want to go that route? Cool. Combine 1 cup or 240 milliliters of water and 1 cup or 240 milliliters of whole milk. Heat to 95 Fahrenheit and add 1 tablespoon or 14 grams of instant yeast. Mix till dissolved, then add 2 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs. Whisk until homogeneous. Finally, whisk in 2 tablespoons or 26 grams of granulated sugar, then get yourself a very large bowl and add 5 cups or 750 grams of bread flour, 3 teaspoons or 18 grams of fine sea salt with still combined. Now, if you're using a stand mixer, which is optional, add your liquid to the stand mixer bowl, put it on medium-low, and add your flour mix in 1/4 cup increments till all of it's added, and just let it mix and knead for 2 to 3 minutes or till smooth, then add 5 tablespoons or 70 grams of softened unsalted butter and mix for 3 to 5 minutes until you get a smooth, supple dough. If you're doing it by hand, replace the butter with vegetable oil and add that to the liquid mixture and of course mix and knead by hand. Nothing any elbow grease can't fix. Now once you got a big boy dough, shape it into a ball and place it in a large grease bowl and cover with plastic wrap. No name on him today, very sorry. Now once doubled and plump, about 1.5 hours, plop it out onto a floured work surface, divide into 2 even pieces, roll each piece into a rough rectangle, roll that rectangle starting from the long side to create a tube. Place your tube into a generously greased 1-pound loaf pan and repeat with the other half. Gently tent each of your thick tubes with greased plastic wrap, proof for 1 more hour or until it just slightly starts to peek above the line of your bread pan. Oh, so sweet, wow, look at him. Now brush with egg wash consisting of 1 egg yolk and a splash of water, then pop into an oven set to 350 Fahrenheit and bake for 35 to 40 minutes or until a rich golden brown beauty emerges. Now optionally, you can brush it with a little bit of melted butter, which is a tiny amount of cost here, but if you're avoiding that, then don't do that. Pop those guys under their sides to cool completely. I know they look a little silly turned on their side, but it helps keep your tops nice and rounded. Okay, now we can talk massive, undeniably thick, moist French toast. Get your loaves of bread, cut off the end pieces, cut them into 3 to 4 inch thick segments, which will get you 3 to 4 pieces per loaf, but let's just say you get 6 total. Oh, Josh, only 6 servings? Listen, pal, if you can eat a whole one of these and still be okay afterwards, then please call a physician. One of these is at least 2 to 3 servings, so split it and your body and wallet will thank you. For your custard soak, get a deep large bowl and add 3 whole eggs, 2 egg yolks, and to that you'll add a pinch of allspice, 1 teaspoon or 3 grams of ground cinnamon, and a pinch of nutmeg. Of course, fresh grated is lovely, but pre-ground is fine too. Whisk all that together till combined. Actually, pause. You know what I've noticed recently? People adding my ingredients out of order. I do many things for a reason. You have to mix your spices with your eggs first before adding anything else. Otherwise, you'll just have spices floating on top of this and not thoroughly mixed in. Despicable, disgusting, and unacceptable. It's science, so don't try to be fancy and skip. Once combined, whisk in 2 tablespoons or 26 grams of granulated sugar, and then whisk in 1/2 cup or 120 milliliters of heavy whipping cream, 1.5 cups or 350 milliliters of whole milk. Whisk until you get a beautifully creamy and spiced custard. Technically not a custard, but I call it that because it's gonna get nice and moist on the inside. Okay, it's time to cook these. Preheat your oven to 375 Fahrenheit, then heat a 12-inch nonstick skillet over medium heat. Add just enough butter to coat the pan, about 2 to 3 teaspoons. Once melted and bubbling, add your girthy bread to your custard. Let it soak for about 10 seconds. Gently flip it and soak for another 10 seconds. If the bread is still holding up quite well and it needs more liquid penetration, then repeat that process 1 more time, which you likely will need to. Then carefully transfer it to your pan and let that cook and toast for 2 to 3 minutes. Then flip to reveal what should be a beautifully toasted, thick French toast side. Toast for another 1 to 2 minutes, then transfer to your preheated oven for 7 to 10 minutes or till lightly firmed up and cooked through. Allow to cool slightly, and guess what? You got the girthiest French toast in the Wild West, or wherever you live. Sure, we can go with a big pat of melty butter drenched in liquid golden syrup from the land of maple dreamscapes, which is great. Or we could go toasted marshmallow, hot chocolate sauce, and ice cream. You tell me, pal. For the chocolate sauce, in a medium sauce pot, combine half a cup or 108 grams of white granulated sugar, a quarter cup or 42 grams of light brown sugar, a quarter teaspoon or 2 grams of fine sea salt, whisk that till combined, and then whisk in half a cup or 46 grams of unsweetened cocoa powder, whisk that till combined, a lot of whisking here, and finally, half a cup or 118 milliliters of cold water. Now, while frequently stirring or whisking, bring that to a boil over medium-high, then reduce the heat to low and let it simmer, stirring often until thickened and glossy, about 3 minutes. Now, while that's going, you're gonna take 4 marshmallows, place them on a skewer or a fork or whatever you wanna do, and brush them with a flame with either your stovetop or kitchen torch until charred all over. Don't skimp on this here. We need these dark. Even if you don't like them like that, trust me. Now, once those are beautifully charred, add that to your chocolate sauce, cut the heat, and whisk everything in until melted and combined. Last of all, whisk in 2 teaspoons or 9 grams of vanilla extract. And you have a beautiful all right, my voice is a little too up today for that. The rest is straightforward. Girthy toast down. Drench in your lovely chocolate sauce to your heart's content, and please make sure that sauce is warm but not too hot. And optionally, but recommended, a fat scoop of vanilla ice cream. Keep it simple, okay? No need to go crazy with ice cream flavors, because what happens is you get this new creation. As the ice cream melts and combines with the chocolate sauce, it creates its own brand new flavor. So fork it, cut it, maybe look at this with a chair behind you, because you'll be out of breath once you see that glistening bite. Now let's taste test these big boys and see if this is the French toast of the gods.
That is big French toast. Oh. So, traditional. Is there a point of making this big? I don't know. Oh, my knife just like falls through. Ah! What the hell is happening? Yes, I'll share. Wow, this is really what French toast was supposed to be. Anyone who's cooked a steak will understand this. A thin steak is not good. It gets overcooked. You want it thick so it gets medium rare. Now, I'm not saying this is medium rare, but I am saying the thickness is what helps keep the French toast from getting overcooked. It's not a stiff piece of bread. It is airy custard on the inside, and the outside's crispy and beautiful. It's luscious, it's rich. I feel like this is what French toast meant to be. All right, fancy one. This is the moist maker. Good Lord. We took a breakfast item and basically elevated it to a high-tiered dessert. Regardless of your choice, you know what to do. But you wanna know what else knows what to do? B-roll.